match, and what an intriguing one it is. And it begs the question almost immediately, Alan, which Ronnie O'Sullivan is going to turn up this morning?
Yes, as I was saying with Seema next door in the studio, he was really quite blasé about his approach yesterday. There's nothing blasé about that water start, but just what he needed.
One.
So many times Johnny produces when he absolutely has to, and he has to this morning. You know, he's 4-3 in front yesterday. James finished the session strongly.
3. Four.
Yeah, I was on the other match yesterday afternoon. I was watching bits of it from what bit I could see of this table from the curtain, and you've only got to look at the shot time for Ronnie to sort of give you a clue that he, if anything, wasn't giving his ability a chance. 15 seconds is too quick.
11.
That's okay if you're in amongst them, everything's straightforward, but you've got to have a bit of thinking time sometimes.
12.
Can't afford to take liberties with the game. Not good on the black. Pink goes, but so he's taking his black on. It's tricky. Just about struggled in. Good shot.
19.
Yes, and already you
20.
can actually detect just taking his time that bit more this morning. That black especially. He gave himself probably 5 or 6 seconds to just think about it.
26. 27.
What a beautiful little touch that was. My goodness. Stun across the face of the red.
$34. 35.
Just let the cue ball run loose a fraction. He may be able to play a little cannon and hold into those 4 reds just below the pink. Well, he's held it well enough. Frame winning opportunity now for certain.
42. 43.
After this black, another 19 points required to get to the snooker stage. Can't see a problem.
50. 51.
There's an example of the crucible down on the shot, just about to hit the cue ball, and the
57.
applause from the other side of the arena.
58.
Got to stay focused here. So this blue and one more red.
$63. 64.
In fact, this black to go 71 points in front with just 67 remaining. And it's all happened in less than 5 minutes. But there was a lot more measured
71.
pace about this contribution.
72.
As I say, to my mind, he was playing just a bit too quick yesterday.
78. $79.
Just the wrong side of the blue, so needs a good shot to continue the break. Lots of right-hand side. Looks to have judged this perfectly. He should stop. Oh, it is perfect. Superb.
85.
Yeah, as I said earlier this morning, there's no mystique about O'Sullivan anymore. No surprises. Been doing this type of thing
91.
since Methuselah was a nipper. Look at this. Oh, not quite.
92.
Decided he couldn't do any better than this, so if he's going to make the century,
97.
he needs to pull out a special here. Not quite, no century, but what a start from Ronnie O'Sullivan. And James Cahill is aware now that he's not going to get too many opportunities thrown at him, as was the case in the first session. Ronnie O'Sullivan levels 5-all. Well, terrific opening red iron, and then from there, and as I said at the time, you know, just that more measured approach. Here's the red, and tremendous start to the morning.
It's amazing, isn't it? Time and again, he seems to produce this when he absolutely has to. A stunning shot. It's at this level against a player like O'Sullivan, and look, this is not criticism at all of young James, but going out there this morning, you have to, I mean, look, it was quite a good break off, but you have to cover everything, especially, you know, as I say, the last session when he's famed for producing the goods. He did it actually in the Tour Championship final. He played the middle session against Neil Robertson, and he kind of was very loose, but he got fully tuned in when it mattered towards the end.
Yeah, he's decided to chop the locks off. Hope he's not like Samson, you lose your strength. Yesterday's hair, I will do a little hairstyle. There was his hair yesterday. Bit woolly on top, Ron. Don't blame me for just chopping a few strands off.
Thank you. Thank you. Frame 11. Ronnie O'Sullivan to break. Foul. James Cahill 4.
Something else just worth noting as we get frame 11 underway is that the cushions had a recover last evening at the close of play, not the bedcloth, just the cushions. What that does mean is that any reds along the cushion, maybe playing them softly, they've got more tendency to just slide in off the jaws. Something to bear in mind. Now, tester for James. Where's the red?
Well, he'd be a little bit aggrieved that having missed it, which he'd have expected to get it, he's left it on for Ronnie. But what a poor break-off shot from Ronnie to break off and go straight in off.
One.
So, without having to do anything, he's back in amongst them.
Eight. Nine.
Yeah, that didn't look much, but he played that lovely. Just to find a nice little angle.
Yeah, that's his
16.
stop shot. Stunning round off 2 cushions, but not quite hard enough, so up for blue or bought colour.
70.
Could hold nicely for the blue. Has his own way of break building, Ronnie. He's not one that immediately goes into the cluster, because every time you play a cannon into a bunch of reds, you are trusting a little bit to luck, and with his ability
22.
and cue ball control, why do that? Well, soon he can run through for the black here, where he could just flick off the second red.
23.
Got a couple of loose reds to go at.
Yeah, this is quite key now. That red, the loose red. It's key that he can land on that quite straight. Not on that one, but being able to play, as I always say, as a hybrid lefty, that's just fine. Some asset, isn't it? He's going to have to work this cue ball. And he lost it though. Just short of the
31.
ball line.
Yeah, he couldn't avoid the kiss on the second red, and well, he can roll green or brown in. He wouldn't have to do much to have a shot at the next red. Oh, once again, we always say when you're striking down on the ball how difficult it can be, but he hit that as sweet as a nut.
34. 35.
Yeah, red nearest the pink will go, I think. So he has options.
So just looking for another 30
42.
points from this position. He may have to play a little cannon to get the reds in play that he
43.
needs, but as Alan said, I think the one immediately below the pink is available to the right corner, and he's landed absolutely inch perfect on the blue. Was he still on this red? He's let that
48.
cue ball just run down the table a little bit too much. Getting down quick, he should be all right.
Ronnie
Well,
O'Sullivan,
he
48.
just overhit that positional shot off the blue, and that's what caused him to be playing this red into a blind pocket. And also it was tight. No doubt he hit the red first, but he should have been straighter on it. Just having a look to see if there's a possibility of a 3-ball plant here. No, he didn't think so. He's just playing safe. He's having another look at the 3-ball plant. He can screw up the table. I'm not certain it's on. Oh, but it was. And it was only a second thought to play it. He wasn't certain, but then he thought, well, I'm taking the cue ball back to the balk end. And it was on that 3-ball plant. Can get him right back in this frame.
Seven. Thank you. 8.
Nicely on the black. Just play a little cannon into the 4 reds. Just below the ping. Just loosen them up. And now set fair for a counter-attack. There's not a difficult ball
15.
on the table, really. Maybe the green, but that's a long way off.
16.
least a foot
23.
short of pace. That's where you've got to play for 2 reds, not 1. Little small details like that are the difference in these matches. If you get any aspirations of being a top player, you have to play for 2 reds. Yeah, again, I'm not trying to be overcritical, but that was basic. Now, recovery required. Is he up to it? Oh, by jingo, he is. What a good recovery. But not perfect again. Tricky ping. Won't guarantee a position. Yeah, what do you do here? I think all you can do is just screw off the cushion for the difficult red behind the black. That's all that you can play here. Played it nicely. Played it very nicely. So shot 2 of the recovery negotiated.
30.
Can he make the hat-trick? This is tough. But it could be the key to the clearance. Superb. See there, just
31.
evidence, I think, of the recloth, the cushions. It was just a bit wide, but it accepted the pot. Put this off the far jaw. Just millimetres of a difference. That's better. Now, being able to play for pink off this red is actually better.
38.
Anything low in the pink now. All about his cue ball.
39.
Just about okay.
So that now takes James Cahill 1 point in the lead.
45.
Just a case of holding yourself together. This is a big steal, this.
$46.
As I said earlier, the only problem ball is the green, but it doesn't look much of a problem. Just about got on this red. Not perfect by any means.
53.
And in potting it, he may be kissing the pink, so it could affect the position on the colour. Managed to miss the kiss on the pink. Now, he doesn't want to be straight on this green.
54.
I think he's straight enough. He didn't want to be on the green, but playing the red as he did is the only colour he could play for. Well, hasn't he struck that well? It wasn't much of an angle, but he made the most of it. And now all set fair
57.
to go back 1 frame in front.
The most impressive thing, there's
59.
been a nonchalance about this contribution. He is right up for the task this morning. And what a blow this would be.
62.
Yes, just the brown needed. And that misread from Ronnie from a poor positional shot has cost him. Very well played.
56. $71. $77.
Outstanding, 84 of the...
Glad he did now.
Yes. That's what we always talk about, value in shots, wasn't it? And that was the case in point, as you say. It was good cue ball, pink over the yellow pocket. But to take advantage the way he did, there was a little recovery, wasn't there? 3 shots in a row midway through the break. Outstanding. Lots to think about then.
I think the one thing we haven't seen yet in this match, we haven't seen any safety play. Oh, this morning. I'm not talking about the match this morning. And it'd be
Thank you,
interesting to
frame
see
12.
how, or
James
if
Cahill.
James can compete with Ronnie in that side of the game, if there is any. Good shot, needs that cue ball to kiss the yellow full in the face, and it has done. That leaves him a shot at the brown. Good pot this. Play a lot of left-hand side and drag. And once again, judging the pace nicely for this red, although I say that, he's probably just run an inch too far. Can't play for the black.
6.
Not got the right side of the blue. Just looking to see if he pots the blue, screws back 18 inches. Can he get to the red, to the right corner? If he can't, there's nothing else to play for. Well, left-handed, but
11.
this is no gimme. Played it delightfully and controlled the cue ball low on the black, so he's going to have to play a cannon.
$19.
First glance, he doesn't look to be on anything. Now, this will decide how Ronnie's going to play this match now. I mean, if he's not on anything, he's got to concentrate on playing a good safety. He's looking at an outrageous plant to the middle.
Yeah, this is big odds against. Oh, by Jove, he's got it. He's got it.
And I suppose when you get it, there's no criticism.
But yeah, it was definitely odds against. I mean, every credit for knocking it in as we see it again there. The thing about it, he was leaving a red to
27.
that same middle, wasn't he?
Absolutely. So it was risky.
$28.
Listen, with a player of this man's ability, you can believe he can pot everything, but nobody can pot everything. And as James Cahill proved in the last frame, given half a chance,
33.
he's quite capable of winning frames at one visit.
34.
Didn't hit that well.
Ronnie O'Sullivan,
Yeah,
34.
poor positional shot on the black. Shouldn't have left himself that close to the side cushion and that straight. And when you're trying to force them in, coming round off two cushions, they're missable at that pace.
One. Eight.
This red on our screens looks fairly straightforward, but oh, this is a tough shot. This takes timing. Oh, what a shot that That is a beautiful shot. So, objective number 1 then, get right back in the frame. He's going to need the difficult red if he's to win it at this visit. As I say, first things first.
$15.
Yeah, the 5 reds are just a tad awkward. So it's critical. He gets a nice angle in the next colour. I wonder if there's value in topping this through and trying to dislodge the red this time. It just depends. He may just try and snick the red and push it out. Oh, good shot.
16.
The only problem with that, and as Eddie Charlton used to say, when you pot a red and try to develop another red, you're never guaranteed good position on the colour. Although, having said that, this blue isn't too difficult. Yes, nicely rolled in. But still a little bit of work to do. This red easy enough to the left middle, but he needs good cue ball control here.
Yeah, what he will do here, I think, is play for pink and black if he can play 2 cushions. Well, he's going deep, so maybe he's got to go back for blue. Yeah. Has he got the pace in it? No.
22.
Short, so we know the pink doesn't go. Short here, if he's brave enough, yeah, he's looking through green and brown, but a right hand side, 2 cushions, and actually try and find the gap between the reds. That's what he'll be playing. Ah, it was tough. At least he may have gotten away with it, but has he left the red to left centre?
James Cahill, 22.
Yeah, I think he has.
Yeah, and you know the way Ronnie O'Sullivan is playing, he's not going to refuse anything that's possible, but that doesn't make this red any of the easier, particularly if he's straight on it. And these middle pockets, you don't want to be trying to pinch anything. Playing it with pace. So hard, those shots. Got to be so accurate. And James can pot this red to the left middle, and I think if he rolls it in and it goes in, he'd be on the black for certain. Just 12 points behind. Any harder, it wouldn't have dropped. But it did, and he's on the black. Played to screw past that red. It's a bonus being on it to the middle. But once again, these middle pockets are tricky.
James Cahill, 8.
So he's left this red just to the left of the blue to the far right corner. Ronnie comes to the table with a 4-point lead. If you can get these 4 reds with colours, it would be enough to win the frame. But it's not a formality. But he couldn't have started it better. Lovely shot to get on the black. Now what sort of an angle has he got? I think he's okay. He can run round off 2 cushions. Well, you could hear the ooh from the Crucible audience as that rattled its way in.
9.
I'm not certain if that red just to the right of the green will pass the blue. If it does, shouldn't be a... Well, that cue ball needs to run. He snookered himself on the red he played on.
15.
So I'll ask the question again, does this red pass the blue? Well, it did just pass the blue.
Ronnie O'Sullivan, 15.
But it was a tough shot. It was a poor shot off the pink for position. So that's 2 positional shots, one in the last frame and one in this one that could cost him dear here.
1.
Isn't it funny what a clearance like James producing that last frame can do to the dynamic of a match? He's definitely got Ronnie on the rack at the minute. Can he keep him there? This frame actually... Oh, James, that is basic for any player at this standard.
James
I was about to say
5.
this frame really won't start in earnest until we get to the green. Obviously, it's going to be the key ball.
Yeah, be disappointed. Unforced error at a vital time. Half-hearted attempt to the pot, more concerned about the cue ball. One of the few times, Alan, I can remember in this session so far this morning where James Cahill has not come to the table and had a pot on.
Yeah. Now, will Ronnie be tempted to try and lift the green?
The chance, but as Alan has already said, the green is going to be the key ball to this frame. Played that confidently enough and got a nice angle on the black to go up for the yellow.
Just checking the scoreboard now. He has options here. Obviously going to play for yellow. Be nice to drop in behind the green, but if he doesn't, he has to make sure that he gains the upper hand in the little safety battle. This looks good though. This looks a nice angle to just drop in behind it. Now this is key. Get close. Just off straight would be ideal on the green. Imperative he gets close in behind it. Very nice.
10.
Just off straight. This is all composure. This shot is. Don't overhit it.
Up to and including the pink to steal another frame.
Oh yeah. He didn't overhit it. The composure is there. Going to need more of it. One behind. Brown, blue, and pink required. Sweet.
17.
There's a bun. Just got the right angle on the blue then.
$22.
There's never been more than a free minute in this match, but now there is. James Cahill with another clearance. to open up the 2-frame lead. He's in charge, he's 7-5 in front.
Well, as in the last, or the frame before, Ronnie looked to have the frame at his mercy. Played this pink in the middle. You have to play this with a lot of top and a lot of top spin to come off the side cushion, but he didn't cue it as well as you would normally expect him to. He's such a smooth cueist, is Ronnie. Now, was there a bounce or something? Didn't look like one, but he just got no action into the cue ball whatsoever. And once the pink was respotted, the red he played for was covered. The red that was just to the right of the green, just past the blue, but from that distance it was always going to be difficult. He was given another chance after that, but he's got a match on now. But the one thing, and I did mention it just casually, that was the first, there was one shot where James Cahill came to the table and wanted a pot on. I think Ronnie's just playing into his hands. He's just playing a very open game. We know, apart from his break, but Ronnie O'Sullivan is one of the best safety players in it. So why doesn't he just take time and just slow it down a bit?
Yeah, I couldn't agree more. Knuckle down. There's nothing better in this game if you feel like your opponent's just off the pace. And you feel like you're going to get a few freebies.
Thank you, frame 13.
So, as I say,
Ronnie O'Sullivan to break.
2-frame gap for the first time. A massive frame, the last before the interval. And for all that Ronnie's been off the pace this morning, we have to give massive credit to James. He has been superb. 2 clearances have been outstanding. I think that, as I say, the watchword has been composure, and he's shown it in spades today. That's a clever safety shot too. Trying to utilise green as the blocker, and he's got it. Fabulous safety shot.
One cushion escape, just nestling into the clutch. You always got to be careful. You don't just misjudge this and it slides by the main bunch. Looks a good line, but does it reach?
Foul.
It doesn't.
Miss. James Cahill 4.
He won't be too bothered, just giving 4 points away. He's got the line. Just needs a bit more pace.
Yeah, just a lack of porridge. So, but yeah, this is quite dangerous with that red below the pack that's in the open.
Yeah, mid back then. Yeah. Can you bring it up, Desi, please?
Yeah, Ronnie decides to go back to his seat and lets the referee
Good.
and
Yes.
the assistant referee.
Ronnie,
Desi.
have a look, please. Yeah, James, thank you.
And it is important because obviously Ronnie's got the line. It's just that little bit of extra pace he needs. And as I say, you've got to be careful you just don't slide by the cluster. Does this reach? Does this reach?
Foul and a miss. James Cahill 4. And again, Desi.
They look insignificant, these points that are given away, 8 of them at the moment. But it can make the difference near the end of a frame, whether someone needs a blue or blue and pink.
Yes. James, thank you.
Yeah, so no warning, so you obviously can't see a red full ball. Third time of asking. He's got the pace this time. Doesn't want to slip off them. Yeah, got it full ball.
Been quite impressed with his change of hands as well, James Cahill. Uses his left hand with very good effect. needs a good safety here, needs to find that baulk cushion. Got to be careful he doesn't knock a red over the corner pocket. Under hit it, much too thick. Only the green can save him really, and it hasn't done. And when I say save him, hamper. Make it hampered cueing, but no, left a half ball pot on, hand on the table. Wouldn't expect young James to miss this. Well, it was a half chance and a good one. Doesn't seem to have left anything, so once again, safety. And Ronnie trying to bring the black into play, but he's knocked a red over the corner. And not found the baulk cushion. Annoyed, is where he might be.
One.
Yeah, that was a calculated risk, wasn't it? A wee bit unfortunate. I don't think the blue's really on. I mean, he'd have to work the cue ball. In terms of position, bridging over the pack, it's awkward. I think just the way the session's panning out this morning, it's just baulk cushion required here. I know the eyes of the snooker world are on this match. I think another interested spectator will be Stephen Maguire, who plays the winner of this match on Friday
Cahill,
and
one.
Saturday. Stephen did go home after his famous win against Tian Ping Fei in the deciding frame.
Meanwhile, Ronnie trying to see a path back to baulk. It's very dangerous if he tries to go back to baulk, particularly with that red near the right hand side cushion. You would think it would call for containing, but he's trying to get back to baulk, it appears. Oh, superb. That's as good as a shot as he's played this morning. That is absolutely top draw. He needs a few more of those.
A rearless shot from James this morning. No, he's not with it, Ronnie. He's not with it at all. I mean, that's not a sitter, but can't afford to be missing those. 7-5 behind. Boy, oh boy, this is a tough red he's taken on. Have to be so accurate to find the gap for the black. That's if he pots it. Oh, what a shot, and he's got the gap. That is awesome. Other thing that does, it tells Ronnie, you leave one sticking out, I'm not going to hang back. I'm going to go for it. I want to win this match. Oh, that was beautiful as well. Lovely control. Black will go. Left corner only, and he has access to it.
8. Nine.
Well, he's given himself the opportunity now. He can't obviously win the frame with the loose reds. He's sometimes going to have to open that bunch of 6 in the middle of the table. And he could have played that better. That's by no means perfect.
16.
This is tricky now, this red. And when a pot's tricky, you concentrate all your efforts into the pot. You never guarantee position. Well, he played it well. He managed to hold. He's got a nice fluency around the table. And I think when you're playing someone like Ronnie O'Sullivan, look at the average shot time.
24.
21 minutes, that's pretty quick. 15, maybe a bit too quick. I think when you're playing someone like Ronnie O'Sullivan, you can either be overawed or enjoy it. And I think he's enjoying the challenges, James. I have
25.
to say, in the first session, from what little bit I saw of it, he wasn't asked many questions to force Ronnie into a mistake to get in. Ronnie was making his own mistakes. This is a big frame, this mid-session interval coming up after this one. And a 3-frame advantage give an awful lot for Ronnie O'Sullivan to think about. So he decided there to play the cannon. Not ideal. He's still
32.
got a red to the left corner, but he can't avoid a kiss on the second red. So that could affect position on the colour.
$33.
Well, made certain of the red, but as I say, not certain where the colour is. I mean, okay, you could think of the green, but surely that would be too risky to take on. 42-point advantage.
Brown ball.
No need to push the balls out.
James Cahill, 33.
In a spot of bother here, Ronnie. This isn't a straightforward safety. And he knows that if he gives one more chance to James Cahill, it could be frame over. Well, from where he was, that's a pretty good effort. That's a very good shot. I know he's not found the baulk cushion, but he was in big trouble there.
Not hanging back again here, James. He's looking, he's itching to take this just off straight red, but this cueing is so difficult for a professional player. It's the hardest, one of the hardest shots in the game, cueing diagonally off the cushion. Awkward bridge hand, awkward cueing. Look at this. He can't afford to miss this thin. He'll collide with a red. He's missed it thin, collided with a red. And he's left at least one or two. So, was that the time? Maybe just batten down the hatches. I mean, again, it's a judgment call, and credit to him for being positive. Now Ronnie has to produce something.
One.
Cued that one sweetly enough, but there's pressure now on every shot for Ronnie. He knows that if he misses, James Cahill will have the opportunity
8.
to take a 3-frame advantage.
Nine.
On the pink, not ideal. Potting angle taking him away from the reds. But it's advantageous to his cause that the pink is now on its spot, so he's got pink and black to play for.
15.
Well, trying to hold.
Ronnie O'Sullivan, 15.
And not good signs for Ronnie O'Sullivan fans, that.
One.
Yeah, just off straight, trying to hold it. Another day, could have rolled it in and bounced off the top cushion. But still, you wouldn't expect him to miss it. And once again, James Cahill comes to the table, doesn't have to do anything. Got a nice, easy
8.
starter and a chance to take a 3-frame advantage to his dressing room.
Yeah, scoreboard check. 3 reds and 3 big colours will be enough.
9.
35 for that one. So, once again, hold yourself together. You've got a 3-frame lead.
$15. 16.
Well, used all the pocket there, but in it dropped. Looking for the colour and one more red. Bit of tension in the arm there. That's why he's on this tricky pink to the middle. And after this pink, looking for one more red. Oh, it just fell to the near jaw.
James Cahill, 16.
So Ronnie O'Sullivan gets a reprieve. Comes to the table 43 points behind, 59 remaining. Wow, another miss. And just gifted this frame now to James Cahill, because this red and the black would put him 51 points in front with 51 remaining. So he's still going to need one more red, but he won't be happy, Ronnie. Such a naturally gifted player, and that natural ability is not coming to the fore yet. So there you see it, 51 ahead, 51 remaining. Well, the red he needs
8.
isn't on yet, unless he plays a double of some kind. Can just flick off this red and leave it near the side cushion, so he's got 3 awkward reds to as a bit of insurance, with Ronnie being 51
James
points
Cahill,
behind
8.
with 51 remaining. Even if he gets a chance, it's going to be a big ask to win the frame or get to a respotted black. And once again, playing the pot. James Cahill comes to the table with a pot on. Doesn't have to do anything. He just keeps coming to the table and he'll have something to go at. And he's got it. And that is now this frame over. Ronnie will go to the mid-session interval. The way he started off this morning's session.
8.
And levelled at 5-all. You thought, well, better things to come, but it's James Cahill now, who's in control of the table. Doesn't matter about the black. Ronnie O'Sullivan will concede, and they go to their dressing room. He's getting a lot of encouragement, is the rookie. Ronnie O'Sullivan with a lot to think about. He now trails by 3. James Cahill just 2 frames away from one of the biggest shocks ever at the World Championship. 8-5, he leads.
Thank you, frame 14.
Yes,
James
thank you,
Cahill.
Seema. Big moments now. in the snooker life of James Cahill. Knock the red towards the corner, needs the yellow to come to his rescue. And it has. It has. It worked out to be a good safety shot now. Just coming off the two cushions to nestle on this red near the left corner. Judged it nicely. We always say in these situations, as long as you can keep your opponent 2 frames away from the winning line, it gives you a little bit of elbow room, so to speak. But what's this shot? I mean, that's unbelievable. And if he's covered the red with the blue, Ronnie O'Sullivan has been very fortunate. I mean, that was just an elementary error. One of many in this match, it has to be said. Having to swerve it. Got to be careful, the off. No, but it went in. Not good on the black. But he's having a look at the potting angle. He's not holding back, this young man. Tough shot, this, though.
Yeah, sure.
Well, how would you like to be in James Cahill? Corner there's his mother and father, Patrick, Maria, his mother, and Maria, his sister. And sat on the edge of the seats. Big shot coming up. Well, it's struggled in. It's struggled in.
8.
Oh, yet
9.
again. No sign of tension in the right arm there on delivery as well. That's what you look for, as I said. Doesn't look like he's seen the winning line at all yet, and that's a good sign. He's just playing snooker. Pure and simple. And just overcooked that. Does have a red to the far corner.
16.
For a player of James' class, shouldn't be a problem. Struggled in. As I mentioned at the top this morning, new cushions on the new cloth on the cushions, sorry. That just helped.
$22.
Nicely on this red. A few loose reds that are available, but maybe looking for an angle on the black to just go into that cluster. They're quite loose, so we wouldn't have to go into it with too much
23.
pace. Well, that won't be an option now. Too straight on this black. Trying to force the angle. Oh, well.
Quiet down, please.
These things happen.
30.
You'd wonder how this went in, wouldn't you? Well, he didn't take advantage
James Cahill,
of that
30.
stroke of good fortune. Disappointing miss, that one. And I don't think he missed it because he was feeling guilty.
1.
So Ronnie with a chance. Nice angle on the black. Will probably go into them because he's only one loose red and he's got to disturb something at some time, and he couldn't get a better opportunity than this. But not on anything ideal. He's got this cut to the right corner.
8.
And just about reach over. On tippy toes.
9.
Absolutely perfect on the blue. Big moments
14.
in the match now for me, this. Ronnie needs to make the most of this opportunity that's
15.
presented itself from nowhere, really.
$22. $23.
Well, red available into the right corner just below the pink. Can he hold for it off this blue? He could, quite comfortably. But now, after this red,
28.
the work starts, because red's a little bit awkward.
29.
And he needs an angle on the black, which I think he's just about got one. Obviously the red second from the pink goes to the left corner. And of course in potting this he'll release the other one.
36.
He's not on it ideal, has to be said. But he's on it.
37.
But because he was running off the second red, has not got ideal position on the blue. And it's not, well, it needed a good shot off the green. The cue ball will be travelling a distance, so needs to judge the pace correctly. Hit this too hard.
$40.
So that's end of break. Quick glance at the scoreboard, got a 10-point advantage now. Good safety shot required.
He's playing the double.
Well, he's got the double. I'm not going to say it was a wrong shot, but we know with doubles, if they don't go in and they hit the far jaw, that he could have come back and left James Cahill a shot on. But it went in. And now a chance to win the frame at this
48.
visit and punish young James for that easy misread into the corner.
49.
Now, I'm not certain about the availability of these two reds just to the right of the pink, and I don't know if he's got the angle on the pink to nudge into them. Well, he did. Another quick glance at the scoreboard, 25 points in front.
55.
Two reds, two colours still needed.
56.
Yeah, he's been looking for some inspiration all morning. Will adversity be the factor that he just needed to get himself going?
Yeah, he still seems to me, though, Alan, to be treading a fine line
62.
with the shot selection.
63.
So this black to go 40 points in front with just 35 remaining.
Yeah, he seems to be playing more an instinct this morning
70.
than method.
Another double will keep James Cahill in his seat. When he fluked the black, you thought, well, what a chance to win the frame, but he missed an easy red. And he's been punished for it.
$77. 79.
I'd hold on to your hats, folks. I think we're in for a roller coaster ride here of some magnitude.
$82. $86. Switch that off, please.
Rob Walker, RMC, reminds everybody to switch the phones off.
91.
Always somebody who forgets.
$97.
And this for the century. Superb. That's what Ronnie O'Sullivan is all about. That was a good shot. Okay, it may be a bonus that he's got the snooker, but to play that red up and down the table and avoid the kiss on the yellow, well, there is a gap, but not one to get back to the balk end, but such a big target. It should be easy to hit. Looks like he's coming off two cushions, nestling to the back of the reds. He's misjudged this, has he? That's
Foul.
careless to
And a
hit
miss.
the black.
Ronnie O'Sullivan, 7.
Very careless. Not finding the balk cushion enough for me, isn't Ronnie? You find the balk cushion and nothing's easy. And having not found it and getting his hand on the table, eyeing up a pot here.
I think he may be playing just a soft, deep drag here and play for black. Yeah. What a shot. What a well picked out shot. Very unfortunate.
1.
Just overcooked it. But what a creative little shot that was. Deep drag. He knew he was catching the black full.
Bramble. James Cahill, 1.
So it'll be Ronnie now. I'll have to come round off two cushions and nestle into the bottom of the cluster. Played it nicely, but just wonder if the end red is possible to the far right corner. And if he potted it, he would have a shot at the black. He's taking it on.
He just has to be mindful here of getting enough pace in the red. If he does miss it, it comes away from the pocket.
Yeah, well, he used the main bunch as a cover. I'm just wondering if the end red, the left-hand red of the bunch will go. And if that red's stopping it going, he's been fortunate there. Does it go? Or will he knock one red onto the other? He played the one red onto the other, and where's this red running to? Maybe just bounced enough to not be potable. Needs to be a bit more patient for me. Just send the red down this end. cannon into the brown, should hold the cue ball near the baulk cushion. They're all big frames. This is massive. A little bit pacey. Don't know whether Ronnie can get round to cut this red in. Ronnie's asked for the long rest immediately. It seems any sniff of a pot, he's going to take it on. And if you were playing someone like that, I mean, it certainly encourages you, doesn't it, to try and play a few good safety shots and leave risky shots. Not purposely, but you don't mind.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, for sure. Can he just get this cue ball? Can he get deep enough to avoid the other red? I think he can here. Swing the cue ball round the corner. Oh, well played. Well played.
Yeah, played it nicely.
Thank you.
I'm not certain about the availability of the red in the middle of the table. If we look at that good shot again.
1.
He's nicely on the black, but when it's respotted, does it tie the loose red up? If it does, we may see him potting the black, coming off the side cushion with lots of pace and trying to cannon into the main bunch. That was the idea, but he caught the red full, took all the pace out of the cue ball.
8.
One good sign I detected before he played that black there, I was watching Ronnie's eyes before going into the shot, and he was scanning around. He was looking at his options. He's not done too much of that in this match, but that is a
Ronnie O'Sullivan, 8.
good sign, as I say, for any Ronnie fans out there, and I know there's a lot of them.
Yeah, for all the ability that you have, you know, if the balls just aren't running for you at a certain stage, you just got to take a step back. He was eulogising over Tiger Woods winning the Masters, but Tiger didn't win it by going for everything. He just sometimes had to play hard and make certain you cut out the unforced errors. Is this hard enough?
Foul and a miss. Ronnie O'Sullivan, 4.
So Ronnie, no hesitation in having the balls replaced.
James, Ronnie.
Got the pace this time. Or has he?
Foul and a miss. Ronnie O'Sullivan, 4.
And these points can add up at the end of a frame. As I said before, it can make the difference between needing up to the brown or up to the blue and needing a awkward pink and black.
Yeah, Ronnie looks a bit jaded there in his chair, doesn't he? But
You sure? Yes.
look at Mark Selby last night, 5-1 behind.
Go for the frame.
Came through his match as Ollie Marteel administers the 3 strikes and you're out rule, the warning.
Yes, because he can clearly hit a red full in the face, and the danger here, for Ronnie, if you like, is that James may be forced into playing the pot here. And it's not beyond the realms of possibility. If he did, he'd be nicely on the black. Big shot to take on. He's refused it, obviously, twice by trying to come round off 2 cushions. But I think he's forced to take it on. I don't see a containing safety off this red. Big shot.
Yeah, I mean, he could play cushion first and park the cue ball down in the corner. I mean, if he goes for it, it's a 1 in probably 50 at the pace he's going to play it.
Well,
Not the worst outcome, is it, JB?
No, the double kiss sometimes can leave the red on, but He'll be pleased with the outcome.
Now that red on the right hand side, Ronnie has to cover that. He has to cover it, and he hasn't. Not saying it's easy, far from it, but he can get through to both reds.
Yeah, and once again, he's not found the baulk cushion. These reds, as you say, both of them are potable. If he was tight to the baulk cushion, it'd be difficult, but he can impart a bit of side. And it went just to look for position, and he's okay. He's just about on the blue. And with the brown not being on its spot, it's an easy path in and out of the baulk end.
Yeah, no. He's playing for the red that's virtually covering the pink spot. If he lands nice on this, this is a great chance. Needs to spin. No, he's not spun. I mean, the one above the pink will go, so he's all right.
6.
He just really wants to get rid of that red by the pink spot.
Seven.
Oh, that was sweet as a bag of sugar, that little shot. He's perfect. Absolutely perfect. Yeah, the good thing about playing for that red, if he does, well, he just overcooked it. He's all right. Just might have to play for the pink in the opposite
12.
corner. Just overcooked it by 6 or 8 inches. Yeah, he's not playing it because he's worried about getting a kick. Playing a cannon on it.
13.
Not absolutely perfect. I want to play another little cannon, just to push the red a few inches towards the left middle. Do not take your eye off the pot. Just fighting for position here. He's not bad, but he's not perfect.
19.
I think when you keep losing the cue ball, you lose rhythm, you lose cadence. You see, having to just get rests out and having scanning around, you don't get in the rhythm of the flow that he was in earlier.
James Cahill, 19.
Caused the miss. A full stretch and just hit slightly across the cue ball, threw it off. Ronnie's got this red to the right middle, but not certain if he can hold for the pink in the same pocket. Well, he could.
1.
Lovely touch. May play for the red that's just to the left of the black here. And the reason I say that, that would clear the black for the left corner pocket. Gives him something to work at. Never misses a trick, normally.
7.
Doesn't Ronnie, in break building.
Eight.
A little bit further up the table than he needed to be here. But he didn't want to be the wrong side of the pink. And now it's gone in. He can start playing on the black. That's a good chance.
14. $15.
Yeah, decided to go up for the pink, but finishing straight on it. He's going to have to cue this
21.
well.
$22.
And there's never been a better player for me in getting the right side of the blue off shots like that, but he needs a good positional shot still here. Playing for the red just to the right of the black. He's got to
27.
cue this well. He'll be digging down slightly to play for the black in the same pocket. A bit closer to the cushion than he would like. Made light of
28.
it, so this cannon could be the key to the frame. Glance at the
35.
scoreboard, 38 points of lead. 2 reds, 2 blacks. We'll see him over the line in this frame. Or 2 high-value colours. It looks like he's playing for the pink. No. Well decided to play the shot up and down the table to get on the black.
Ronnie O'Sullivan, 35.
Well, was it the right shot? Was it the wrong shot? It's his decision, but once again, a shot that's questionable.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, just stun the cue ball onto the pink spot there, and he's got the dolly pink to middle. Strange choice. Anyway, half chance for James. Yep.
Yeah, it was one of those opportunities where you could only look to get back in the frame. You couldn't think of winning the frame at that visit. But of course, when you miss the red, you've almost certainly lost it.
1.
And Ronnie, well, after this blues, we look at James there. Bit of a head scratcher, but doesn't seem to be panicking. And he shouldn't. He's still in the box seat, so to speak.
6.
And the fact that he won't be able to play for the black here, he's still going to need red, cover red. Nice pot, but the next red is not going to be easy. The frame clincher.
7.
This green would put him 48 points in front, but there's still 51 remaining. To the inch. To the absolute inch. No heroics here, just make certain of the red. Should have rolled it in.
Ronnie O'Sullivan, 10.
It's run safe.
Thank you.
48 points to lead, 51 remaining, so James Cahill is still just about in this frame.
Yeah, a lot of people would say, why didn't he just roll it in? But it's not the O'Sullivan way, is it? It's not the way he rolls. Likes to play those shots positively.
Not quite covered the red in the open. Ronnie will be reluctant to bring either of those 2 reds off the left-hand side cushion. May have to play a little swerve here, but he'd rather be playing the opening red than the open red than the other 2.
Yeah, now's a chance to develop something. Still far from really being in the frame, but it just has to take a risk here. Get both reds open. Good shot. Yeah, good shot.
Ronnie just looking for one more red. Don't think he played the pot there. he did, he certainly had on the side of hitting it thin rather than thick. Yeah, don't blame him for taking that on. It was a half chance, and if it went in, it'd have been on the pink. But Ronnie, as I say, just needs the red. And then it goes.
1.
So not without a few scares once again, but looks like Ronnie's reduced his arrears to 1 frame. The leads, 43 remaining, 2 snookers required. Now is James Cahill going to play this? It's not an easy table, and he concedes. And both players are going to the dressing room, so as I say, be prepared for a roller coaster of a ride. Still don't know how this is going to turn out, but James Cahill still leads. But now it's 8-7. Well, both players have left the arena when they return. So just have a look at a few stats in this match.
There again. Ronnie on the wander, on the walkabout. Looking at the options. Signs are slowly but surely getting better. He's getting more tuned in here. Yeah, even there, that's the shot. That's the clever shot. Green spot helps.
8.
If and when he pots that black and get it out of the way, it's just congesting the situation just a tad.
$14. 15.
Yeah, he came a little bit straight on that thing. I think he'd like to have a nicer angle on it so he could have potted it and maybe nudged into the cluster. He'd have always had this red available. So it looks like he's going to play it off the black, but believe me, this black at pace is missable. Alan has mentioned that the black will go on the green spot, but got to be accurate with this. And was. Now, how's your luck? It's not bad. He's got a red to the right corner.
$29. 30.
And for once, he's not got the perfect angle on the blue, but there's a red that was next to the one he's just potted that he can just roll the blue in and play on.
$35.
16.
Once
36.
again, wrong side of the blue, and now it's a bit more difficult to get good position on the next red. And if he tries to run round off 3 cushions, he's got to try and avoid that green and black, which he has done. Needs to run on a bit more though. Only tricky shots left.
41.
We know he's not going to refuse anything, but this is not straightforward.
$42.
Yeah, tricky pink. Played this frame 1 today. Oh, now what a shot.
45.
The lightest of touches.
48.
There was no panic. There was no duress in the shot.
49.
Just caressed the pink home, and he looks tuned in all of a sudden. My goodness, it's taken him. Taking his time to find it, but he was looking better and better and better as this match reaches the conclusion.
55. 56.
Once upon a time, as I said earlier, I thought there was a time when he didn't win enough wars earlier in his career, O'Sullivan. He's made of sterner stuff
62.
these days.
63.
This blue and one more red. Well, the blue will put him 68 points in front with 67 remaining, but just want to get that extra red. You don't want your opponent coming back and dragging things out, playing for
68.
snookers.
69.
And that should do it. And we're all level. Started out the best of 19. It's turned into a best of 5.
$75.
Well, in actual fact, a best of 3.
76.
Makes it even more unpredictable.
$82.
He's changed his mind there twice on the
83.
shot. He didn't know whether to pot the red and try and bring a red into play, and then he thought, no, if I get a nice angle on the pink, I'll be able to get on those reds. This red just goes.
89. Foul.
Well, Ronnie called himself there. Felt it was a push shot, so we won't see a century. But what we have seen is Ronnie O'Sullivan digging in. Doesn't look too happy, but it's 8 apiece and all to play for. Referee Olivia Martial has set the balls up. And Ronnie, well, what he's showing us on the table tells us he's up for the battle. But there's pressure out there now.
Thank you, frame
and it's on
17.
him as well.
Ronnie O'Sullivan to break.
All to play for. Possible 3 frames to play. Good break off. Anything that doesn't leave a pot on. Little tap on the table from James. An appreciation of that break off shot from Ronnie. And when you get loose reds on either side of the cluster, it's not just a case of dropping into the side of the bunch because you leave a pot on. So he's trying to come in off 2 cushions. He's misjudged this a couple of times, pace-wise. Doesn't want to be short with this one. He could leave a red to the middle.
Foul
Ooh,
and a miss.
Didn't reach.
Ronnie O'Sullivan 4.
See no reason why Ronnie won't have this replaced. Referee Olivia Martial. I know they've got the second referee on, but you'd think they devised some system where it's a bit easier to replace the balls. They replace so many times, aren't they?
I've always believed in the eyes system.
Just clip it, yeah.
You know,
Touch more to the right.
again, no. For example, excuse me, where the cue ball is now, is it a straight pot in the brown to the middle?
Ronnie?
You know, you get in the line and you look at how straight that pot is. That tells you where the cue ball was. There now. Has he got the pace this time?
He's narrow. He's short
Foul.
again.
Miss. Ronnie O'Sullivan 4.
Now Ronnie may come and have a look to see if this red, the outside red's available to the right, far right corner. I don't know whether he can see enough of it. If he can, I see no reason once again not to replace them. Well, can he see enough of it to play the pot? Thinks he can. But it's not there. And James Cahill, after having the problem of trying to escape from a snooker, just comes back to the table and he's got a nice easy starter.
One.
I wonder how many times in James Young's snooker career and snooker life has he thought to himself, I'd love to one day be at the Crucible and maybe be 8-all against someone like O'Sullivan. If he has, he's got his wish. What's he got?
Played that black a little
8.
bit tentatively, well short of where he wanted to be on this red. It's still potable, but you won't be certain where the cue ball's going to finish.
Nine.
But he controlled the cannon nicely, and he's perfect on the black, and he's loosened the reds.
Sixteen. Seventeen.
He's just struggling with his cue ball control at the moment. But with that red being near the baulk cushion, nice angle on the green to get on that red.
20. $21.
On this red to the left middle.
26.
As I say, not had complete control of cue ball. But he's got the red to the left middle. He'd be looking for a nice angle on the blue, you would have thought.
$27.
He's got that now. I don't know whether the top red will go to the left corner. If it does, it's just a case of rolling the blue in.
Yeah, nothing doing. I think he's looking at two cushions, forcing. Can he avoid the pink? Yeah. Brilliant shot. Deserves to be on one.
32.
Is he on one? Possibly one to the middle as we look at that again. Hit them well. He's just about on this red. Doesn't have to do much to be on the black. Nicely played.
33.
Straighter on the black would have been better. But he's certainly holding himself together very well.
Sure.
Well, he was up very quick there, and I think he did get a heavy contact, but thankfully for him, it didn't affect the line of the black.
$40.
how good you are. When you sat in that seat, there's nothing you can do about it. Took on a red to the far right corner, with all eyes on the pot, and nothing a thought of a shot for nothing.
$41.
Perfect. Absolutely inch perfect.
Yeah, that's good. Playing for a choice of reds.
46.
I think here the pink's the ball to play for. Yeah, keep the cue ball in the middle of the table. He's maybe coming down for black. Should be all
47.
right, but playing off the black, he's still got to play quite a precise little positional shot.
Another 24 points from here to get to snooker's required. There's 7 of them, and nicely on this red.
54. $55.
It's hard to see where the problem is to stop him winning the frame now at this visit and going within 1 frame of a place in the second round. And as I said earlier, one of the biggest shocks ever
62.
at the World Championship here at the Crucible. Oh, would you believe it? Would you believe it?
James Cahill,
Was that
62.
the winning line looming large? That's all I can think of. Straightforward shot. It's amazing what can be missed. And what a miss that was. So Ronnie O'Sullivan comes to the table. 54 points behind. 75 remaining. Could that be the big turning point in this match? Well, he
6.
can't believe it. And this red that Ronnie's played on was, well, these two were the most difficult reds.
7.
And now everything in the open.
Yeah, I've seen many times
14.
how the act of this play. Oh, Ronnie's had a kick.
15.
He's had a heavy contact. I was going to say, we've seen many times how this is played out. That
Well, surely he can't play the pot here, can he? He's got it. Well, unbelievable. That was an amazing shot.
22.
James Cahill must have thought there was a chance to get back to the table, but this is a tough red coming up here. Another superb pot, needs to miss the brown for position. He's done that. He's on track for a big, big steal here. Sharp intake of breath from this packed Crucible audience, and I'm certain there was one from
25.
Ronnie. That didn't go in clean.
26.
Finished absolutely inch perfect on the pink. So it's red cover and the 6 remaining colours
32.
to take the lead at this vital time.
33.
He'd love to be straight on this pink, and he is, but take nothing for granted.
39.
This pressure, this tension,
41.
and you've still got to pot the balls. I always think the key for a clearance like this is from brown to blue. If he pots the
44.
brown, gets inch perfect on the blue, you can't see him missing. So this, to me, key shot.
$48. $53.
Just the wrong side of the pink. May have to play for the black in the same pocket twice across. Would you believe it?
Ronnie O'Sullivan,
He's gotten
53.
away with it. I think he's
Settle
just
down,
gotten away with
please.
it, John.
Well,
Thank you.
he came a little bit too straight. Does this pink cut? Ronnie trying to play the pink with lots of left-hand side, which caused him to miss it. I think this pink does cut, but it's mighty, mighty thin. And the cue ball will be running loose.
Yeah, I don't think it does. I think he's trying to convince himself. The shake of the head tells us he doesn't think it cuts, but he's trying to convince himself. One in front, a good safety. One might be important, the difference.
Well, he'll know from behind the shot better, and the fact he's playing it, he doesn't think it pots, so Ronnie was fortunate not to leave the pink there. So it's all about this battle. James Cahill needs the pink to go 7 in front with 7 remaining. Ronnie O'Sullivan needs pink and black. But first of all, the problem of getting this safe.
That's a fabulous shot. Oh, sorry, my mistake. He's caught the knuckle. Now, has he got enough angle to get this cue ball down by topping it through, or is he going to have to go deep in the cue ball? Is he addressing it? Let's see, one in front then. He's coming round the houses, it looks like, going deep. Played it nicely. Where's the cue ball?
$6.
Tough black to take a frame. He almost certainly thought he'd lost.
Yeah, 2 bites at the cherry then. Can he take the first? What a big shot. It's there. What a frame for James Cahill to win in the end. It looked for all the world of...
Relieved. He just sat there having a sip of water. Big moments in this young man's career as Ronnie O'Sullivan comes back into the arena.
Thank you. Frame 18. James Cahill to break.
Bit thin off the break-off, that's why he's not got the green as the cover. Who's going to get the first chance in this one? Well, he's got a good cue ball, but there might be a chance here that this red goes. And I'll tell you what, I don't know if it's my imagination, it's getting so tight. James was just going back to look at the line of the shot and knock Ronnie's water all over the place. I don't ever remember it being that tight, but that's the way it is at the moment. Little hop, skip and a jump there from Ron. Looks like he can get through to this red. Well, he couldn't. He couldn't see enough of it. But when we're in this two-table situation, this definitely. There you see it. Just that flimsy wall between the two, but not much room for the players. Needs to miss the yellow for this to be any good. Has done. Not found the baulk cushion. Not left anything easy. Playing the return back to ball. Got to be careful he doesn't knock a red towards the right corner. Oh, and he's caught it wrong, and it's Ronnie O'Sullivan who gets the first chance. Now Ronnie will be disappointed in the last frame when he missed the pink. Can he put that disappointment behind him and concentrate on the task in front?
One.
Worst way, I think he can get to the red that's closest to the left middle pocket. The reason I say that, he'd like to play the red just above the black, but he's slightly hampered. Clear path to this one. Just got to control the cue ball because it's travelling a distance. Needs to miss the yellow. Has done.
8.
Not perfect. Straight on the green is not ideal.
Yeah, clever shot that. Played for the loose
11.
one. You overcook it, you've got the two together and trying to develop that pink spot area. So I'm going to have to work off blue just for the minute.
12.
That's not a very good shot though. For once, O'Sullivan lands short.
It's all about pace. Well, he's on this red. And just about got a
70.
little bit of work to do with the cue ball though and using the rest. I'm actually amazed how good he is with the rest considering he plays most shots left-handed. Cued it well. He won't mind being on the green.
18.
He'd prefer the green to the blue, just stun round off 2, 3 cushions, play for the red on the right-hand side of the table, or the one just above the black. It's not a typical Ronnie O'Sullivan break, this, because the black's slightly out of commission. Well, he's thinking blue. Must have seen something below the pink that's available. I think the 2 reds just below the left-hand one of those probably goes, and he
23.
thought if he could get on that, he could play for the pink in the middle, but he's just run through a little bit too far. And once he
24.
got in that position, always going to be tricky. Now you would say a good safety shot order of the day, but no hesitation playing the blue. Can he miss the kiss on the green? No, he can't.
$29.
just all-out attack. Tremendous pot. But surely he's got to play safe now.
Yeah, I agree with you, John. Surely he's not taking this blue on. I mean... Oh, what a shot that is! Oh my goodness. The two best shots in a row of this championship
35.
so far. Talk about pushing the boat out. That was like
36.
pushing out the cruise liner.
Yeah, I'll be honest with you, he's pushing his talent to the limit here. Don't think anyone argues the greatest player has ever picked up a cue, but he's really asking everything of his ability. He's refusing to back away from any shot. It's admirable, but it's risky.
41. $42.
This red just to the left of the black is available should he want to play it. But decided to play the cannon. Oh, and that's what can go wrong.
Ronnie O'Sullivan,
He's been
42.
unlucky not to
James
run into the
Cahill,
corner.
5.
The question is, what has he left? You've got to say unlucky. But you always take a risk when you play cannons at that pace.
Yeah, the switch again. Oh, that is wonderful. That is wonderful with your opposite hand. And had the presence of mind to play the cue ball into bulk, which meant he could strike it more positively. Still thinking properly, James. They're all there. But boy, his heart will be beating to some
4.
tune. They are there. Now, drop nicely on this pink. Just find a little gap.
$5.
Nice touch. Well played. Good signs for the rest of this visit.
You'd love to be brave enough to play. He's not going to do it. I was going to say you'd love to be brave enough to play for the red behind the black spot off that pink, but I don't blame him. He's trying to
11.
get back in it before tackling that difficult last red.
$12.
Just about got the angle on the blue where he can screw back, leave himself a straight red to the right corner, and then be able to play for the pink.
18.
This frame and match is in his hands.
17.
Can he hold himself together?
18.
Now, does he have the angle to possibly play for the red this time, the difficult red? He's coming round to have a look at sort of angle on this. It may just be too low of straight. Yeah, he can't play on the low red. Two massive shots coming up now.
Sure.
What do you do here, John? Top side of blue?
24.
Well, you want an angle on one of them to drop on that awkward red. And Ronnie O'Sullivan, has his race been run? Or will he get one more chance?
25.
Played for the blue. You can see on the expression on his face come too straight. He's not going to be able to get on this last red now, so maybe a plan will be to just either play a safety come snooker here. Well, he's looking at the brown, but that's a big shot to play at this stage of a match. Well, he's going to play the brown, swing it round off 3 cushions. Massive shot. Good pot, good line. Good length. It's no gimme that's red, but it could be a possible frame and match winner.
Yeah, this red is the biggest shot of his life. Stealing himself.
Tremendous pot, perfect on the green. And now up to and including the pink for an unbelievable
33.
victory against what everybody says is the greatest player that's ever lived.
35.
He said when he drew Ronnie in the draw, he was relishing the opportunity to play Ronnie at the Crucible. And just 4 pots away from achieving a dream.
38.
3 pots away.
$42.
Inch perfect on the blue. Ronnie's race surely is run. People will criticise Ronnie O'Sullivan for his performance in the first session and shot selection, but every credit to this young man, this pink, for an unbelievable victory. In it goes! In it goes! And Ronnie O'Sullivan, the #1 player in the world, the greatest of all time, is out. And James Cahill has proved one of the biggest shocks ever.